Hello my people, in this video I'm going to be showing you exactly how I made $44,000 in just 30 days. Firstly, let me explain to you what I actually used to make that money. It is as simple as if you have a talent or a high income skill or a certain level of knowledge or expertise that other people have a desire for, then you can easily get people to pay you to close that knowledge gap. This is exactly what I did to make $40,000 in just 30 days. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it, and then I'm going to teach you guys exactly how you can do the same thing. And I want you to be able to just copy the exact same process that I used. You can also do it your own way if you really wish, but I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can replicate it. So the first thing I need you guys to understand is there's something called the online education industry, and it's a $300 billion industry, and it is where the market is heading towards. So if you're perspicacious and you take these things in and you understand the trends and where things are going, then you would understand that this is the industry that's booming and it's going to continue to grow as the online space and the online arena grows. All the online education industry is simply an alternative to traditional education, but it's actually far better in the sense of you're learning from people who actually own successful businesses and are going to teach you how to run that business rather than learning business from a professor that's never had a business himself. But it's not just business. In the online education space, you can learn how to bake, you can learn how to play golf, you can learn anything that anyone knows or people want to learn. You can basically teach that online and charge people for it. And the online education industry is normally in the form of an offer. So they'll offer you something, whether it's coaching calls, whether it's community information, whatever it may be. And that's normally a high ticket offer, meaning it's between $1, $2 to all the way up to $50,000. So about 2 years ago, I realized that this is where the market's heading towards. There is a massive demand for online education, and I thought, how can I get myself involved in this? So at this specific time, I had no skills, I had no knowledge, I had nothing I could educate people on because I was basically useless. So I took it upon myself to go out and develop some skills, develop some knowledge, get some expertise in a certain field. And I wanted to choose something that would help me in this specific industry, something that would help me in the online education industry, whether it be understanding or getting connections, something that would help me kind of understand the space and get involved in the space. So after looking and kind of analyzing the space and what these businesses were, I decided to become a high ticket sales rep. And all that is you're simply the person who is placed in that business as the person who is selling the offer. Because like I said, these are expensive offers. So you actually require a salesperson to sell the offers. So that's what I made myself. I learned sales and I became a high ticket sales rep in one of these online education companies. If you want to learn how you can become a high ticket sales rep, I'll leave a link to a full training in the description. So as a sales rep in one of these businesses, not only was I learning exactly how to sell, learning a skill and building knowledge that I could later create my own company around, but I was also learning everything about how these businesses work, and I was learning about the industry and the space that I wanted to get into by selling the offer. That's a pretty boss move if you ask me. And just so you guys understand, there is literally high ticket offers for basically anything that you can think about. Anything that people might want to learn or achieve, there's a high ticket offer around it. So this can be e-commerce, fitness, playing piano, playing violin, golfing, soccer, knitting, baking bread, how to run clothing brands, how to quit an alcohol addiction, how to quit a porn addiction. There's offers for all these things. And the reason I'm telling you this is because it literally does not matter what you do or what you're good at. Like, you can just copy me and just learn a high income skill and then create an offer around that. You can literally do anything. And when I say anything, I mean, if you already have something that you're really good at, let's say you're elite at basketball or you're elite at piano, but you're not actually like playing it professionally, you can post content and then create an offer around that. For example, there's people who aren't the best golfers, but they make a YouTube channel around golf and then they get massive numbers and they monetize it. You can then create an offer around whatever it is that you do. So if you're already good at something or you're not interested in sales or a high income skill at all, you can learn anything and get good at it and then create an offer around it. And you don't even have to be elite. You don't even have to be really good at these things, because think about it like this. When you want to learn boxing, do you go to Mike Tyson and learn from him, or do you just go to a boxing gym? If you want to get good at tennis, do you go to Djokovic or do you just go to a tennis club? My point is that you don't need to learn from the very best person in the world, but you can just learn from someone who's a decent level, who's a bit better than you. And that's what you do with sport, and that's exactly what people do with online education. You just need to really be about 4 to 5 skill levels above a complete beginner. Listen to me, trust me, there is absolutely nothing special about me. I promise you that you can do this. You just need to watch this video, change your perspective on money and what's possible, and understand what I'm about to teach you, and you will be able to make however much money you want to make with this. Realize that in this arena and this time that we're in, this is going to be the business model that gets you to become a millionaire. And just so you understand how easy it is for you to hit $10,000 a month with this, if you're selling a offer for $6,000, you only need 2 people to buy your offer to make $12,000 a month. Just so you guys understand how easy it is to hit your financial goals with this. If you have an offer, let's say $6,000 ticket offer, that's quite an average normal price for one of these offers. You only need to sell 2 to make $10K a month. Do you truly think that you can sell 2 offers of whatever you build? If the answer is yes, then you have no reason to not fully believe with conviction that this is going to work. So now I'm going to run you through the 6-figure blueprint. It is a 4-step process that I use to make that $40,000 in 30 days. I'm going to teach you guys exactly what it is, and then I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, the first step to making 6 figures is traffic. For you to actually get involved in the online education industry and for you to actually make 6 figures, you need people to know you and your business actually exists. They need to be able to actually see it for you to actually worry about anything else. Because you can have the best thing in the world, the best thing we've ever seen, but if nobody knows it exists, you're still not going to make any money. You need people to see you, and you need people to actually want to listen to what you're saying. So you need to have traffic, and there's only really 2 ways to get traffic. There's paid and organic. I personally have never used paid traffic yet. It's definitely something I'm going to do once I scale up a bit further, but I do think organic is the best because you're building a genuine connection and people are following you because they actually like what they see instead of just being in front of someone whether they like it or not. So to get organic traffic, you can just use things like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and so on, and these platforms are actually what allowed me to get to $40,000 a month. The real difference between paid and organic traffic is just what you pay with. If you start a YouTube channel like me and let's say you want to upload 2-3 videos a week, you're going to be paying with your time, right? Because it takes time to write these, it takes time to record them, and you're investing your time in creating content. I spend most of my time coming up with these videos for you guys. So when you're creating quality content, you're paying with your time to ideate, to create, to film, to edit, and then to distribute. But I've made 6 figures from organic content alone, so it's definitely worth the time investment. Then on the other hand, you have paid ads, and they don't really require that much work. You just shoot them once and then you pay with your money instead of your time, and then they get put out there in front of people. They can be run on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. You simply make an ad, run it, pay for it, people click it, they go into your funnel, and then they book in a call. Now paid ads are really good and they will help you scale quickly, and they're just going to require a bit of a financial investment. Organic ads slower in terms of growth and in terms of exposure, but there is no upfront investment, and you do get to build a realer, more organic connection with your audience. And that's pretty much as simple as the traffic side of things are. If you want to learn how to actually create traffic, once again, go watch the free course in the description. Now let's talk about the next step, which is the sales funnel. So you're building up all this traffic and attention, right? It has to go somewhere. Why are we even building up this traffic? You're building it up to drive it to a funnel. How a sales funnel works is you basically drive traffic to a opt-in page where then you collect their information, their name, their email, sometimes maybe their phone as well. And that takes them to another page where they'll be presented with a VSL, a virtual sales letter, or a free video, which can be a free workshop or a free training or something of that nature, where it provides them free value and helps them understand exactly what your offer is around and what it is talking about. And once they watch that VSL, they then have the option to book in a call. So that's the whole process, and that's actually why the funnel exists, because it takes traffic, makes them understand whether or not they need what you're offering, makes them understand and educates them on what you're doing, and it makes them understand if it is actually going to fix their problems. Then if it is, it gets them onto a sales call. So now they've basically got all the knowledge they need to understand whether it's for them, and then they jump on a call, and then from there we'll go into the next step. So then the next step is actually the conversion and the sales call, and this is where you actually then have a conversation with that person and try to get them from a point of being interested to being sold. Then once they're sold, that is when you collect the money. This is a super important crucial step where you need really good sales reps, because they're the ones that are going to actually be bringing the money through the door. This is where you make sure that you're a good fit for them and they're a good fit for you, and if they are, then you bring them on the team. If you know me, you know I personally started in sales. I love sales, and I actually love this process because you get to speak to people, you get to see if they are a good fit, you get to understand people's situations, you get to meet new people, and then if everything does make sense, you get to actually provide them with something that is going to change and improve their life. And then once this is done, that leads me to the final step, which is actually education, where you actually provide on the service. This is where you actually give them knowledge, and you give them the tools and the knowledge and the information to change and improve their lives in the way that they already want to improve their lives. And this is the reason why I think this is by far the best business model without a question, because you're not selling some shitty product for dropshipping, you're not providing a service, you're not a slave to clients, but you literally take people who need help with something, then you provide them with the help and the knowledge and the information they need to actually get to where they want to be. And you get to watch yourself improve someone else's life. And you can do it from absolutely anywhere. All you need to do is just make sure that those customers get good results. Anyway, enough yapping about what it actually is. Let me tell you guys exactly how I implemented and used and abused this process to make $40,000 in 30 days. So like I said, for me personally, I knew in order looking at this process, I needed to be able to provide some value or knowledge of my own to actually make a business or a company like this at all. So I looked at this process and I tried to figure out the best path for me to begin to build some knowledge. As I looked at the process, I realized there was sales, and I said, what is a skill that I can learn that's going to make me a lot of money? And it was sales, and that was part of this process. So I took it upon myself to find a company that was already doing this, who was already in online education, actually paid for the education to become a sales rep. So I joined an online education company to learn how to be a sales rep in an online education company. So I went through this entire process as a customer to become the guy who runs this section of the process. And I did this because by becoming a high ticket sales rep in an online education company, I'd be placing myself inside the business and learning exactly how to sell these offers, how these offers work, how the fulfillment works, how the teams are built, how the operations are, how the traffic and how the funnel works. I learned every single thing about online education companies by being a sales rep in them. And that's why I think this is the best path for you to get into this type of work, is by putting yourself in these businesses. And the best way to do that is as a sales rep. And this puts me in the best position to then go ahead and create my own offer because I know everything and I can sell the offers. So as a sales rep, I was working on an e-commerce client who had a massive online education company. And in this role, I was actually doing the selling, doing the onboarding of the clients, and learning literally everything about how they work. I got to understand and oversee everything before I had to go and do my own thing. So if I could suggest anything to you guys watching this, it is to do the exact same thing. Become a sales rep, join an online education company to learn sales, then become a sales rep for an online education company, learn everything you need to know, and then go and do your own thing. Because doing this process, you're not only going to become really, really good at sales and make a ton of money with that, but you're also then going to set yourself up to make millions and millions and millions of dollars. And obviously, like I said, you can build one of these companies around any skills. It doesn't have to be sales, but if you want to copy me, that's what I would do. I spent about 6 months as a sales rep before I got to $10,000, and then I began to focus on the traffic. Like I said, at this point, I just started posting organic content on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and they all kind of blew up relatively quickly. I created quite a large flow of traffic, which would then go through the sales process. I now understood how these businesses work. I now understood how to get traffic and how to sell, which is like the two main parts of one of these businesses. I had all the knowledge and all the information to fulfill, and I basically created this whole process for myself. This is by far the easiest way to make $10,000 a month and even 6 figures a month. Because like I said, let's say the offer is $6,000, you only need to sell 2, and literally anyone can sell 2 offers in 1 month. By starting with the sales process first, I understood everything about how these businesses work, and I understood how to sell, which also then gave me the knowledge and information I needed to sell the offer and build the traffic. And yes, it took me about 6 months to actually develop the knowledge and the skills and the information to get to this point. But now that I have, I'll never make less than 6 figures a year, and I'll be making more than 6 figures a month very soon. Now you can copy this exact process and exactly the steps I did: sales, traffic, build your own business. And you can make the exact same amount of money that I'm making really easy, really quickly. Like I said, develop a skill. If you want to do sales, there's a free course in the description. Once you've learned that skill, then you can build traffic, build attention, and then you can sell your knowledge and your information. And I know I'm kind of creating competitors by telling people to do this, because I'm saying do the same thing as me and try to take all my audience, but I don't care. I'm just telling you what to do. Once you've done that, it's all about converting and just getting good sales reps, but you already know sales, so you can close your own deals at the beginning if you want to. Then you just simply educate and teach people what you've learned. Anyone can do this. There's people literally making millions of dollars a month using this exact process that I just taught you. I promise you, this is your best path to freedom, and it's going to be your quickest path to freedom, especially in the environment that we're in. That's how I made $40,000 in 30 days, and that is how you will as well. Love.